But so, got a Saturday today. Gonna try and film a pretty typical day for me. Always start with 20-30 minutes of cardio in the morning, currently on the cross trainer in my very messy garage. Gets me primed ready for the day. Always like starting the day on cardio. Helps me keep fit, drops a bit of winter fluff, which is a priority for me at the moment. Today I'm going to be covering a gym session. I've got marketing work to do for Overdrive Nutrition. Going to go into Facebook marketing, how we're using influencers. Then also got some videoing to do for L1P, my aesthetics company. Shooting a client coming round with clinics in the house, so for now we're going to go over behind the scenes of that. Yeah, basically document a typical day for me. Hope you enjoy. I'm going to crack out this cardio, head down to the hairdressers because this is not a good look, and then we're going to meet up with a videographer later, Jake, because I can't expect him to be up at 6:30 in the morning doing cardio with me. Hope you enjoy. I always like to hit a fairly strict morning routine. It just helps me gear up for the day. I mean, I even train at a similar time every day, 12:30 every day. And I find that when you get into a set time routine and a particular order of doing things in the day, you naturally gear up and get ready for the things that you start to do. So come 12 o'clock, I'm ready for the gym. If I then try to train at 3 or 4 in the afternoon, I'm tired. I'm not normally mentally ready or even physically ready. So something I've learned recently that's really helped me is to stay on a strict routine, and I tend to optimize my performance in whatever that may be. If it's work in the morning between the hours of 7 and 11:30, or then the gym at 12:30 to 2, and then work again in the evening. It's just something that I've kind of adopted from some very successful people that seems to be working really well for me. So 2 supplements I'm taking at the moment. Golden Paste, which I accidentally bought for dogs, but it's the same thing. There's turmeric, which is massively good for anti-inflammatory. And sea kelp, which is a good source of iodine, which is fantastic for controlling hormone levels, thyroid, etc. Have a read up on that as well. Most Western diets are deficient in iodine, so it's something that you may want to try and see if you feel better on it. The more videos you watch, you'll realise that my dog gets treated like a king, probably better than most humans do. So he eats this extremely expensive food, but we love him. He's still asleep at the moment because he's a lazy bulldog, but he'll be out in a minute when he smells this. Oh, good morning. Nice to see you made an effort. You hungry? Yep. But go on. Good boy. So off to the hairdressers now. Gotta take Bentley this morning, make some noise, trying not to wake the neighbours up. If anyone's wondering what this is the dog seat. Like I said, he's treated like a king, so he rides up the front with his daddy. So just off to the hairdressers now. Just wanted to talk quickly about content. Content is absolutely the key ingredient now for increasing any form of engagement, leads, sales opportunities if you're trying to market anything online. I was explaining to someone yesterday actually, you cannot beat face-to-face meetings or recommendations from people that have had your service before. So the closest way you can kind of, at this period of time with the technology you've got, the closest thing you can do to kind of imitate that or get to as close to that as possible and scale it, because obviously you can't scale face to face, which is the biggest issue. If you're trying to sell something digitally, if you can do this well, you'll make a lot more money. But and that's content, just being real, authentic, showing what you do day to day. At the very least, just document what you're doing. If you make furniture, just show yourself making furniture. Show you know what you're doing. People get to know who you are, where your premises are, what you're like as a person, and people will start to build up a rapport with you without ever having to have spoken to you. And then you go some way to start to close that distrust gap between a real life recommendation or a face-to-face meeting, and a digital one. So Thatchers and Hassocks, get ready for a fresh trim. So just making my way down to the gym now to meet Jake, so you won't have my crappy video on my phone. I'm going to do push actually, not pull. I said pull earlier. I lied, it's actually push. Smashed out a session, my PX1 has kicked in properly. I get that all on video for you guys, show you how I lift. I'm not as serious as I used to be, but I still try and lift relatively heavy, but it's more about longevity, health, and just trying to look good year round really. Look and feel good and be productive for work. When we get back, got the L1P client coming over that we're going to be filming. I'm going to be explaining what I'm doing and how we're marketing L1P, and then doing some work for Overdrive nutrition, marketing, graphics, social proofing and stuff like that. So yeah, I will be swapping over with Jake shortly. So just arrived at Fitch Gym. One of the perks of knowing the owner is that we get the gym when no one's in it on a weekend. Jake has now taken over filming from me, so you don't have my shaky phone camera anymore. We've got a client coming over at 1 for L1P, so I need to be quick. Jake's gonna video in between his sets, so it's not gonna be a mega production, but he needs to train. It's getting bigger.
Big session.
Big session.
Let's go.
So let's go. The way I'm doing the chest press exercises, I tend to do 1 or 2 big compounds in the session where we try and hit 1 to 2 heavy sets. So rather than expending so much energy on the warm-ups, i.e. like 10, 15 reps and warming up, I build up gradually in weight, and maybe 3 or 4 reps until I feel warm enough to then hit 2 big sets. So we're going to start with the 60s, so that's what they go up to here, and then we'll do a back-off set on the 50s. 60 rep range, we'll try and go for something like 8 to 10, maybe, and then 50s will be more. That's the kind of goal today. Catch your nuts. Got a real pinch.
Let's go now. Try and get 1 rep.
1 rep max.
Oh, fuck me. This needs to be up.
Go on, Jake, get it out. Yeah, let's go.
There we go.
Yes, come on. So we're just filming our client entering. Nicely agreed to let us film today. So we're obviously just covering exactly what happens when you come to L1P for either Botox fillers, whatever. Which is always great to do for your business because it shows exactly what your clients or potential clients or customers can expect when they utilise your service. So I want to get as much of that as possible across on the website and on YouTube. So I'm going to go in now and I'll try and film a bit more behind the scenes. I'm just heading up to the clinic upstairs. Show you guys what it looks like. Chandelier.
When someone has like the worst ever picture of you, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You could. I don't know. At
Share
my wedding,
everywhere.
get them out.
Oh my god, yeah.
And what's up?
I won't.
Not funny.
Right, just relax for me. I'm gonna get some of your forehead actually because we did that last time, so normal. Literally can't hit me.
I can't frown. It's making my lips frown more than anything else.
Right. So just relax now.
So we've just finished filming for L1P. We've managed to get a really good testimonial from Joe, which we're going to split into 2 videos. So we're going to have the full, as I mentioned earlier, we're going to have the full video of us with what to expect at L1P, so clients can feel a bit more comfortable, know what's going to happen, are much more likely to get leads from that. And then we're going to do a pay-per-click Facebook ad and possibly YouTube ad with the review after. So anyone, but that's going to be a remarketing video. So anyone that has been to the website that hasn't become a lead, i.e. emailed in or phoned, they'll be seeing the review, which tends to really work on return on investment and actually generating more leads, because typically people that have been to a website for aesthetics, for example, in this case, have already expressed an interest in that. So why didn't they email or phone? There may be several objections that they've had, and quite often there's not enough social proof or they're not quite sure. So showing reviews and really emphasizing how good the product or service is from your existing client base really works very well in helping increase your conversion rate and leads, and that's a great way to actually utilize pay-per-click. Now I've just run back into the office because I need to finish up for some work today for Overdrive Nutrition. Again, we're doing some graphics for social media for all the athletes they've got on there, and also we're putting an ad up for Facebook ads for remarketing again. So anyone's been on the website that hasn't purchased, they're going to see some reviews from the PX1 supplement. So I mean, it's got cracking reviews, it's a great product, but we just need to get that across to people that don't actually know that yet. So that's what we're going to do quickly now, and then we're going to shoot over to Starbucks because Jake looks like he needs some caffeine.
No, I don't.
Jeans, because they're new, they're going to have to go in separately because
It's blue.
you really fucked them up.
It's like a purple.
Do you reckon I could still get away with wearing it? It's one of my favourite tops.
Show it to me. Oh wait, you can see a little dash in the back.
So here's an ad that we've produced earlier today, well Chris did actually while we were filming for L1P, which is basically just a real simple scrolling screen of the reviews that we've actually got on the product page, and I'm going to create a remarketing ad to all of the customers or people that have visited Overdrive PX1 page and show them this, and try and drive them back to the site and hopefully purchase. I just want to quickly touch on something that we're doing with Overdrive. I mean, we're utilising athletes, which we sponsor, as a way of helping increase social proof. I know I keep mentioning that, but it's so important for, in my opinion, it's so important for companies to do. Now, if you think about trying to build up a rapport with someone who you have absolutely like no past history with, this is what we're kind of trying to do digitally with Overdrive, with obviously advertisement, social proofing through the reviews, etc. Now, the use of athletes or people that have followers or an audience that already know the person, you've bypassed a lot of those steps. Because imagine, like for example, I follow David Beckham. I already know what he is, what he does, how good he is. So when he makes a recommendation on a football boot, I'm much more likely to take his word for it because we've already bypassed that. So utilising athletes with Overdrive Nutrition who actually like the product, who really embrace it and actually support the brand, is a fantastic way to actually push your products. Now, notice what I said there. We find people for Overdrive that actually like the product. So for example, if anyone emails in and asks whether or not they can be an athlete, we would first ask them, firstly, have you purchased it and used it, and do you love it? Because ultimately, if those things are covered and people do love the product that they're pushing, it'll come across, it's authentic. People becoming very savvy now to fake reviews and to fake rubbish. Don't lie, be honest, and use people that will actually enjoy your brand, not just because they've got a big following. I'd rather go for three smaller influencers that have actually really love the product and actually enjoy using it, over one big one that is just doing it for the money, because it will come out in time and people will see that it's not real and it's not very good for your brand if you're utilising people that ultimately don't love it and are going to switch to the next supplement company that pays them a bit more in a month's time. So that's just my 2 cents on that.